Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to do a quick first impressions of the Civivi Brazen in the Tanto. I believe this comes in a Tanto or a drop point. This is in the purple G10 here. This is on loan from the Shredder Knife Reviews. So shout out to Shredder Knife Reviews. Really cool that they sent this my way to check out. I appreciate that. They reached out to me and were just like, hey, you haven't checked out a Brazen yet? And I said, nope. And they were like, we're sending it. I was like, okay, sweet. So, yeah, guys, this is the Brazen. And I will say that Civivi really keeps, I almost said killing it, but knocking it out of the park with some of these knives in 2021. I mean, specifically the riffle here is still my absolute favorite this year in the budget category. And the key natter, after I've calmed down a little bit, it's a cool knife. It just did not want to cooperate with me, so it got the axe. Not literally, but I should have done that. And the button lock Elementum is the elephant in the room. That is an absolute travesty. I don't understand why they did it still, but other than that, they've been doing really good this year. So just a quick rundown. It looks cool to me. I'm not the biggest fan of G10. I like the purple though. So I love this ridiculous Tanto. I mean, I don't know what to call this Tanto. I mean, I know it's a Tanto, but is it a Japanese Tanto? Or is it an American Tanto? Or is it some crazy-ass Tanto with, like, a bend in it? Like, it's fucking crazy. Has a very long... It kind of reminds me of the Necronaut a little bit that I have from Arcane Design, because this is such a long edge. But it looks pretty cool. It has the thumb studs, excuse me, you might recognize from the Banter, which I liked. The action on it is freaking butter. This is one of the best actions on a Civivi I've felt. The key natter might have been just a little bit better. The riffle's not as good as this, and I think that's because there's not as much blade weight because of the hole in it, obviously. You'll see it has these blade stops right there, which is kind of cool. They just ride almost internally the entire time. Very interesting way to do the blade stop. You have the two deployment methods, the flipper, which is a little bit weak, and then you have the thumb stud, which is dialed perfectly, so I think that's why they did it that way. You can Spidey flick it. Yeah, it's just a really good piece. Civivi just keeps doing it, and I don't know what, I don't know what else to say. Ergonomically, it's solid in my hand. You only have the one placement, but that placement is good. No unnecessary jimping. There is a little bit here, but it's pretty smooth and minimal. It's not like in the way. So if you like jimping, sure. If you don't, doesn't really matter. I'm up here anyway. Honestly, didn't even know it had jimping until I just looked. This tip is a little strange to me. So you'll see there at the very tip, it's like, I don't know if that's something Shredder did. I don't know. It just seems a little weird at the very end there. Like it wasn't sharpened to the tip, but like the tip is, I don't know, interesting. Has a good edge on it though. You can see that. I mean, it's thin behind the edge. Guys, just a solid knife from Civivi. Another great offering. I don't really know how much farther to go with it. I mean, I'll do the review in a week or so, but like for this first impressions, it is what it is. I don't have all that much to say about it. I'm 4 minutes in and I'm basically done. Like, it sounds pretty good. Action's pretty good. It's just like pretty good all around with a cool look. So it's just a knife from Civivi. It honestly doesn't like get me excited. Doesn't make me want to buy one. I'm glad I got to check one out. Centering is a little bit off to the show side, I would say. Um, but it's a cool offering. If this is something you think speaks to you in terms of the looks, then I definitely can say you should check one out. But it's, you know, as much as I was saying earlier that Civivi keeps doing a good job, it's also just another Civivi. They have so many knives now with thumb stud and flipper. Like all these deployment methods, and then they come out with a button lock that has none. It's either 5 or none. Like, it's so strange. Yeah, guys, I'm just in a weird place right now when it comes to knives. I don't know what I'm looking for. I haven't really bought anything like in over a week. I usually buy knives every day. Like, I'm always buying, trading, selling, and haven't really been doing that. I don't know if it's me because I'm, you know, doing other things and I'm not as worried about it anymore. Not worried about it, it's a hobby, but like not focused on it as much anymore. Or if it's the knives. Like, part of me thinks it's me, and part of me thinks there's just not that much going on right now in the knife community. Like, there's this buzz about the Sleesh Bowie coming from Knife Joy, and I have absolutely zero interest in that knife. I never thought it looked good. I've always thought it was a Shabazz hype fest thing. Happens with, you know, like the Skaha 2, the Sleesh Bowie, like, you know, now it's a 2-year wait list for a Skaha 2, and that knife is good, but it's not great. It's not a world beater. And that Sleesh Bowie just doesn't look interesting to me at all. If it's similar in action and all that stuff to the Spidey Chef, which I would assume it probably is, then I don't want anything to do with it. Like, don't most right-handed people like the Spidey flick? You can't do that with the Sleesh Bowie. Like, I don't know. I just find it strange that there's so much hype around it. But anyway, I'm talking about the Civivi Brazen here, guys. And, yeah, that's it, guys. I mean, it's an interesting knife. It kind of looks like a Chris Reeve, sort of, now that I'm looking at it. Like the Nkosi Tanto. It's a cool knife. If you're looking for a budget knife for $50 or whatever this thing costs. What's this steel on here? Man, I should know this stuff. I just assumed it was D2. But maybe it's S35 because they've been doing that lately. Yeah, I can't tell. I'll look that up for the full review. Because if it's like S35, then it's probably more expensive, right? Some reason I heard like the Tanto comes in one steel and the drop point comes in another. Maybe this is D2 or something. I don't know. I'll look into it, but either way, most people don't care about D2. I hate it, but most people are going to be fine with that. So, whatever it is, I'm sure it's pretty good from them, and this action is just incredible. So that is the Civivi Brazen. Just some first impressions and rambling thoughts. I really love you guys. I appreciate everything you do and the support you give me. And it's just awesome making content. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day. And I will catch you later.